Well, hey there, welcome to the channel. I just saw a notification, wasn't planning to do this, very impromptu for me, impulsive. REN just dropped a video talking about his success reaching 1 million subscribers. Let's watch it. Let's get into it together.
I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one. If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
Wow. Thank you, Ren. He just hit on so many things, but what's hung with me right toward the end is him, one, calling out the medical profession and maybe the mental health professions as well, but also the importance of connection, connectivity, and calling for all of us to, if you don't feel a connection with nature, with the planet, to somehow cultivate that also. Each of these are steeped in well-known science, research, goes back eons, that it's so important for us to stay connected with each other. And he called it out for us. The rawness, the authenticity that Ren just showed us of identifying that success isn't 1 million subscribers. It's not the numbers. It's not the money. It's not the stuff that we get. It's the connection. It's the, even if it's helping one person, we might not even know which person is that we've helped by the things that we do, the influences that we make, the wisdom that we develop from our suffering is where the success lies. So oftentimes when I was sitting with clients in the therapy room and we would start talking about this idea of success, inevitably, when they paused and they really thought it through, they realized it wasn't a promotion, it wasn't a job, it wasn't a particular accolade or an award or anything like that. It was something that they did, some meaning that they developed in their life on, so that when they leave this world, leave this life, they changed it somehow. That's where they start to recognize that's the success. The ones that weren't able to go there continue to sit in their own suffering sometimes. The ability to open up to success and to what it is, and then to define it so articulately the way Ren just did for us, so movingly, is such another gift. He just keeps giving. Going way back to my first experience with him in High Ren, the dichotomy that he named, this back and forth of, if suffering is going to be inevitable is because we're human, then it's what do we do with our suffering? Some of us may suffer more strongly, more deeply, for prolonged bouts. Others seem like they don't suffer much at all. But let me tell you that if we're human, we have our moments of suffering, our extreme challenges. And the challenge, and I think the message that Ren just gave to me anyway, is what do I do with it? What do I do with my moments of pain and sorrow and struggles and setbacks, whether the emotional, the mental health challenges that so many of us might struggle with once in a while, or the physical ailments. Believe me, you don't get to this stage of life where I'm at without having certain medical things that have come along and set me back, dropped me to my knees once in a while. So here it is. He's just given us a gift, and thank you again, Ren, for offering to me the ability to be here to send this back out to you guys, to the community of this channel, but whoever else happens to see it. Again, when I started this, I was thinking I was going to be helping firefighters and police officers and other caregivers, and I'm discovering that there's other people around the globe that are just as in need of a connectivity, of a sense of that they matter, that they are important, and that they don't have to do it alone, and with whatever communities that we have. So, thank you once again, Ren, and I'm going to sign off.